Peyton's still here filling in for Suzette. It was like week 3, Peyton? Week 4? I don't even know.
Yeah, I think we're going on week 3.
Nice job.
Thanks.
Nice job. Suzette taking her baby out and about. She was at the drive-in movie last night. I think she was watching Venom. You guys, anybody here watch Venom yet?
No.
Number 1 movie at the box office. I was like obsessed with trying to watch the certain shows I got to watch, like the Ted Lasso's in the morning show on Apple TV. But I was consumed with Squid Games. I finished Squid Games on Netflix. That show is something else, man.
I finished it too. I thought it was really good.
I started it.
I think that show is going to take over Halloween.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
That's a good group costume, though.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, my gosh, that's what we shoot at.
We got to do it.
We should totally do it. It's an easy kind of grab-and-go costume.
But do you do the bad guys in the red with the
Totally.
circles and squares in their faces, or are you the players?
I think you got to do, if we do a group, you'd probably do a mix.
There's not that many of us, though.
Well, you do like 2 or 3 people in the pink, and then 2 or 3 people in the jumpsuits in the team uniforms.
You want the
456, and 0001.
Oh, yeah, true.
Probably.
I forget that they have jumpsuits on, too.
Yeah. So Kyle, you're on episode 2.
I'm like 15 minutes into episode 3.
Okay, so they've finished the red light, green light.
They came back.
Oh, they
Like
came
they
back.
just restarted the game.
Okay.
They're forming teams or whatever. And I have to say, you said that you would get used to the dubbing.
Yeah.
I think they completely miscast the characters who dubbed the show, and it's still distracting to me.
Oh, it didn't bother me at all. In fact, throughout the show, I would stop and watch and think, boy, are they speaking English? Because it's like their lips almost match perfectly what they're doing. I think that show's freaking amazing. I think I got pissed off at the end. At the very end, it's kind of, to me, I feel like, well, I don't even want to
Is
say.
it why Grant had warned you? He said you were not going to like the
I don't
twist.
know. Well, Grant, what did you think? Why did you think I wasn't going to like the end?
I said Handmaid's Tale ending. Right?
Oh.
Season 2 or the way that started?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think there's something. There's
Someone goes somewhere at the end.
Yes, that's
yeah.
there's one reason. There's something I really don't like about the very end. There's one thing, and it's not a. Yeah, it is. There's just something I don't like about it at the end. But it's one hell of a show, man. I just think it's just so clever. It's so unique. It's like Survivor. It's like Survivor. If when you get voted off the island, they kill you.
I mean, it's not a bad idea for ratings. Think about that, CBS, because this season so far is not great.
I mean, it's amazing, man. Anyway, what else? What else is going on? What have you been watching, Peyton?
I watched Squid Games all weekend. I cried at the end of it, but that's all I've really been into. I watched Britney versus Spears, too, which was, I thought was good. I liked it.
Well, Joey said he watched a movie on Netflix that was amazing. Joey, can someone grab Joey? Can you come in here? Joey said he watched something that was like riveting and on the edge of his seat and
Free Guy?
No. Maybe 3 months ago.
So it's a movie called The Guilty, starring Jake Gyllenhaal. It just came out on. It's number 2. Squid Game's number 1. It's number 2 on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
What's it about?
So he's a 911 operator. In the entire movie, you have no idea. He gets this call and he gets fixated on this call, and you're trying to figure out like what's going on the other side. Who's actually the villain? Because he's talking to a woman, and then it kind of flip flops where you don't know if she's the one that did something, if you don't know if her husband, and then he is just a mess. But he carries the entire movie. Like, it's just him in the 911 booth talking to this person. It's so intense, and I would compare it to like Uncut Gems. Has anybody
Yeah, I
seen
liked that movie.
Yeah, so that entire movie is just like a panic attack. Like, it's just nonstop. That's how this movie was. The ending was okay. What would you say, Grant?
I loved it.
Oh, you saw it already too?
Yeah.
Grant?
I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal was amazing. I would watch it for that.
100%.
Yeah.
Is that based on a true story?
No.
It's
no.
not totally made up?
It's the same guy that directed Training Day.
Okay.
That directed
Oh,
that.
cool.
Fuqua?
Fuqua, Antoine Fuqua, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, then you know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
All right, so Kyle, how about your face? What'd you do to your face?
Actually, it's funny. Joey should stay in here for this.
Why? Did he have something to do with your face?
So I got my face lasered last week.
Uh-huh.
And it's kind of an intense treatment to the point where when I chose to do it, Jamie from MD Skin Lounge was like, you need 5 days. It's really intense. you should probably warn your kids your face is going to look pretty scary. They might not recognize you for a little bit. And you kind of like have to be a hermit for a couple of days. You can't go in the sun at all. And I'm like, let's do this. Because it's like supposed to be like afterwards, like new skin. Mm-hmm. So I am all about that. So I knew that I was going to be working from home last week. And so I took advantage of that. And Wednesday morning, Peyton picked me up for work, which is amazing because we live so close, like 4 turns away from each other, like basically the same neighborhood. And then I had to find a ride to MD Skin Lounge because I was going to be medicated for the pain of the treatment. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't drive on medication, if you will. So originally I asked Nick, and then I really don't think he wanted to take me. So Joey was like, I'll take you, but we got to stop at Target first.
Wait,
and
that's a whole other break later on in the show. What I think you're going to get into.
Don't say it.
No, because that's a whole other break later on in the show. We want to hear about your face.
That's part of the face. That's part of the journey.
Well, then we have to get into this later on in the show. That's a whole other thing.
Leaving them with the cliffhanger.
Yeah, this is great. That's great. Then we have to do that because that's a whole other thing happening later. I had no idea the two were related.
Oh, very related.
I didn't know that. That's fantastic.
That's very related.
Because I have 1,000 questions about what you're about to get into. And now I know that they're related. Now I have 1,000 other questions.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so that's great. So we'll have to wait for that.
We don't want to.
Are there any pictures or video of that journey?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
I didn't know that.
Because I was going to ask you, Joy, because when you explained what she's getting into,
yeah.
I was like, what?
How could I go through that and not take a photo?
I was hoping that. I was like, because when he said that, I was like, are there pictures of this? This is ridiculous.
I'm
I go,
so
this is
excited to
amazing.
hear this.
Now I didn't know because I knew Nick was taking you. Right?
Yes.
That's all I knew.
Right.
So now I didn't know. I thought this was totally unrelated to your face. But now, okay, this is great. Okay, hold on. All right, hold on. All right, so we're going to hear all about that later on in the show.